Hey everyone, welcome back to Gloomhaven. We're gonna carry on our Guildmaster game again today. I can't remember where it was we got to, as we last picked this up last Sunday, I think. But hopefully we can load in and see what we've got going for us. We've got no level ups, no story missions. So I think we're gonna do a normal travel mission. So, what's Fire Extinguisher's reward? Heavy Bassinet, immune to stun and muddle. Trench Foot. Ugh, I don't like those things. We fought them last time, they weren't fun. We haven't fought any living corpses in a while. And a major mana potion would be useful. Let's give this a try. Oh, I forgot to do the blessings again. Never mind. You have been contacted by a tinkerer hermit who lives alone in a tower situated deep in the forest. After a clockwork bird was sent to Lowtown asking for help, apparently his research into reanimation of the dead has been partially successful. The bodies and spirits have been reanimated, though unfortunately not at the same time, which has caused some unfortunate side effects. You follow the directions and arrive at the base of the tower. Undead are roaming free. You'll need to clear the area before you can venture upstairs to talk to him. Okay, reveal a room. Have one or more monsters present on the map at the beginning of each round. Revealing a room, that's the brute's job. Burn a card to negate suffering damage. Your health at the end of the scenario is equal to or less than 2. Neither of those seem great. Try it, Masochist. Take only short rests. Use items number 11. So if you use items 18 times. That doesn't seem likely to happen. Do short rests. Kill a monster not adjacent to you while you are adjacent to another monster. Cause a trap to be sprung. This one's normally fairly good because the hatchet's got some push cards. So let's give that a try. Scientists say I'd never mess with necromancy. Because you don't understand magic and are terrified of the undead? Well, that, and there isn't a great return on investment. Also, some of the corpses end up looking like a particularly unpleasant uncle I used to have. Some nice humour to get us going. Okay, so the good news is this looks to be a 2-room mission. The bad news is it's full of these big dudes. We have a trap here. Tinkerer, that seems an obvious pull for you through here. And then this seems a pretty obvious play for Scoundrel. We'll just outright kill one of them. Tinkerer, you pull one of them through here. Hatchet, move and a push. That doesn't seem a bad plan. What do you do with the rest of your turn, though? So I think we'll aim for the Scoundrel to take this one. You don't have any... Let's get the new favourite up. Hatchet doesn't have any movement on his top card. So that leaves us with a slight problem here. So Brute, what if you were to do Provoking Roar and then aim to disarm this guy? maybe the brute could do... You could then push there, disarm here, scoundrel you could pull here, hatchet you could then... What do you have on your bottom? Just something simple like that. So we want to do the hook gun. We want to make sure we do that quite early. And then the Tinkerer could just move sort of that way. That seems okay. Let's give that a try. So these guys are moving 1 and attacking 7. So I've disarmed here. I've pulled this guy. So the brute is going to take 5 damage from this guy, plus 5 damage from that guy up here. Not sure there's anything we can do about that. Brute, if you go here. Push back that way, please. Oh, it's flying! Okay, that's a problem. I hadn't realised that. The flying monsters aren't going to go and fall victim to the trap. Okay, this might be a failed attempt. See how it looks. Actually, I think we're just going to restart this round. Just with the flying and the traps, a lot of what I've sketched out is clearly not going to work. So we'll just try this one again. I won't bother rereading the intro. So this play still seems fine with the scoundrel. Now what do we do with the living spirits? It seems largely sensible to be keeping away from the living corpses, and we'll just sort of kite them around. So we need to deal 7 damage to this guy to kill him, and we need to deal 11 up there. So it doesn't seem a bad idea for the brute to use trample. Maybe sort of aim to move up here. You putting on the favourite. I don't particularly want to use Noxious Vials. But I would like to get some damage down on them. What if we go for stun shot that favourite? We're dealing probably, what's that, 1, 2, 6 damage. So we're doing about half of this guy's health. Brute, you're heading off up here. Scoundrel, you're just... If I took this one with the Scoundrel, that would be better than trying to use the stun shot. Then I could aim to put a poison on one of these. Let's do that. We are still leaving a bunch of these open. I think it's better to kill the guy with more health than the guy with the shield. Because we've got trample here with a pierce, and the Tinkerer has his piercing bow, and we've got some poison to apply. Okay, let's give this a try. Okay, attacking 5, 2 targets, attacking 4, 2 targets. Should have checked what their living corpses do. They're only moving 1, so we're safe this round from living corpses. Is that the right move, or am I better off attacking here, putting the favourite down, and getting some wound on? I think that might be better. It's not bad. Brings up air. Push him away a bit. This one. Have I done this wrong? No. That would outright kill it. That doesn't seem terrible. Can't do anything with this though. Okay, never mind. That's a problem. If I put the jump boots on, can't move all the way to there. These guys can move, right? Yeah, they're moving 1. So this wouldn't be a bad spot for a whirlwind, but then I would open myself up to huge amounts of damage. Even going here opens myself up to a large amount of damage. So sort of screwed this up a bit. Because now I get both of those straight on top of me. Okay, we're gonna... Third time lucky. Skip that. Okay. This is definitely the right play with the scoundrel. Quick turn. Favorite is also the right play. Overwatch is probably a bad card, at least in this room with all the armor. Wasting a stun shot on that one seems bad. Wonder if we do try Noxious Vials here. Getting... No, I can't. Kill an adjacent normal or elite enemy. Also seems pretty good. But it might be better saving that for whatever monstrosity is waiting in the next room. Do a toxic bolt. That's right, because then I can hit this guy. That's good. Ashit, if you play the favorite. Do I want you to do that? Having the ability to attack and then immobilize would be incredibly valuable with the heavy guys in. We might just want the damage. We'll take the damage. Can't get you to go late enough either. Have I got a push 3 card anywhere? I don't think I do. No, it's all push 2. Okay, we'll try that. Tinker it, I want you to go earlier. Brute, we wanted you to do Trample and Whirlwind. Okay, let's try that. Hatchet, I want you to go later. Okay, you can't go late enough. Never mind. Yes. Good. End your turn. Yeah, they're doing the same things as they were last time we tried. Do that, please. And that. Times 0. Thank you, game. Yeah. Let's try and get a good roll. Times 0. Thanks very much, game. It's 2 in a row. +2 damage does nothing for us with that much shield. So this seems a good place to try that move disarm. Move here, disarm. Seems very powerful. What else would you do? Something with an attack on the top. Seems okay. Kill an adjacent elite also seems not bad. Just do that. That seems pretty cool. Hatchet. Repeat shot. And we'll get the scoundrel to take care of. I think we might try excessive force as well. I think we might have to. I think we're going to need quite a lot of damage this round to survive. Just make sure all of our cards count. So we'll try excessive force. It does make the hatchet a bit slow to get going. We'll try repeat shot. No, that's bad. I want to keep quick turnaround so I can go speedily. Do something sensible on the bottom. Follow through is fine. So ideally the scoundrel is going to end up here. Ah, she could do all adjacent enemies if she got over to here with a jump. That wouldn't be bad. We've got the poison blade and we've got wind up. Let's do that instead. So tinker it, you need a different strategy. Do you have any way to stun that guy? Do that and that and that. I think you need to try and attack for as much as you possibly can. I think we'll go for that as well. Let's try. Attacking, poisoning. So these guys aren't moving, that's good. And then living spirits are moving a lot, but they're only attacking a single target this time. Go here. Skip the rest of the movement. Now we're going to attack this power potion, poison, and advantage. We'll do the whole shebang. 10 damage. That's not bad. Probably should have done strengthen, but never mind. Let's do this. That will give us a bit more flexibility for the rest of the round. Over here. That seems okay. Immobilized. Helpful. Do I want to go there? I don't think so. I think I want to stay where I am. Because I'm far enough away from these guys that they can't really get me. That's annoying. Let's think about what we do here. We're probably going to have to use the invisibility cloak. These seem like good choices just to immobilize. And then the invisibility cloak. Tinkerer. Just have no particularly good ideas for taking care of this guy yet. Don't particularly want to wait 7 turns for something like wound to kick in. Attacking 4. So shrapnel isn't bad to get wound on them. Attacking for 4, that means they need a bonus of 1. Let's do that. Moving the brute this way to get involved over here seems sensible as well. Tinkerer. Move and disarm. Move 2 and heal. Doesn't seem great. This seems... Getting auto turret seems okay. And a heal on the brute. Okay, so the living corpses are just moving this turn. They're not doing anything else. Moving, attacking, healing. Moving, attacking, healing. On the living spirits. Should I do the power potion just to make sure we get it? Yes. Let's just get him down. And we brought up air, which is helpful. So I can move here now to be in range of the spirit. I don't need to worry about the living corpses because they're not attacking this turn, which is quite nice. It means I do not have to use my invisibility cloak. I'm also going to double heal the brute here. I was initially going to use auto turret, but given what their enemies are doing, this seems a better strategy. Let's do... Should I focus the damage on this one or focus the damage on the one at the back? I think we focus damage on this one, because he's more likely to cause me a problem. +1, +2. Yeah, there we go. It's more like it. Do I want to focus on getting over here and attacking for damage? I think we do, because then I could also always use disintegration beam or something. Poison down. No, let's not. Got 3 damage there. He is going to heal himself, which is irritating. He'll attack me for 6. Doubly infuriating. Could just disarm him. That works. And if we just did something like that, we can make sure he gets out the way. Attacking 2, that seems okay. Then we could come down here, disarm. That seems okay. Attacking for 3. Here. No. Attack for 3. No, Stiletto Storm I don't want to use like that. I need to move. So we'll move and then use Stiletto Storm. I will be able to move too. Just to move here, which potentially leaves me open to being attacked down there. So maybe we'll do Flanking Strike and then use the Stiletto Storm movement to get out the way. Somewhere over here. No, I could do it that way around. That seems okay. I could move here, then the Tinkerer could come in and do his thing. Yep. Okay, moving and attacking. Oh, they're moving 2 this time. The living spirit is targeting everything within range, which is a problem. Go here. Put the stun powder on. He's invisible. Supposed to stun him. We got one of them dead. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Okay, I must have done something wrong. Let's try a second time. Ah, so it's telling me where the effect is going. Nice hatchet. Extra nice. Can't complain about that. Can I move here? Push you over towards the brute? I think I can. Sorry. There you go. You're actually going to die on your turn. That is very nice. Yes. But that was a mistake, because now my favourite is stuck in the corner. Okay, that was very silly. Should I go here and pop the door? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will get the Tinkerer stuck here. Okay, let's get you around here. Go here. Here. Disarm. So what do we have? 3 living spirits. Oh wow! Okay, that was not good. That was not a good idea. 2. This could be painful. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. See how much we get punished. Poor brute's definitely taking a pounding. There's another one of them. Okay. We're gonna have to restart that round. But we'll never survive. Oh, I can't restart the round. We're stuck. Okay. Because it was already in their turn. Let's think about what we want to do here. So I can't use move and stun to get right into the middle of them. But okay, let's short rest. Don't want to lose whirlwind. Okay, we'll lose Troy. Troy also didn't want to lose. I think we're going to have to try something like this. Move, stun. Yeah. Tinkerer, ideally you drop an ink bomb there. One, two, three. You can't though. So maybe you have to move 2 to try and do that. So let's get that going. Match it. This and this seems okay. Definitely short rest the scoundrel. Okay. Hatchet, you scoundrel, you could do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do that and a long con. Brute, what would I do differently with you now then? Makes that one there fairly dangerous, but hopefully the Tinkerer takes care of that. Maybe just a crippling offense on one of these to bring them into Tinkerer range. That wouldn't be bad. Tinkerer, I really want you to go earlier than that before they move around. Short rest you. Redraw. Okay. Something early. So that you can move here and then get in with an ink bomb. You need to go much earlier. You don't have any choice. You're in good shape. Okay, let's try this. Because the living corpses aren't moving. Those guys are moving through and attacking for quite a lot. Good, I can get here. Let's do that. Good. Extra poison and some piercing and some +1. Okay, take that. ×2. I will take that. ×0. I'd prefer not to have had that. Ah, this is a problem. You don't have your ink bomb's going to be wasted, isn't it? Because of the you don't have your bow available. Should I still do it? Still got poison. Let's give it a try. So we managed to get 1 down. Get your toxic bolt back, because that's your biggest damage on the bottom. you some options for next turn. Can you do that? Or should you just do that instead? So if you attacked there before, let's do that. Try and curse you as well. Because he's going to attack my brute for quite a lot of damage now. Brute missed out by 1 initiative. What cards do you have next turn? Kill adjacent normal enemy. Let's move you here. With a plan for you to do some disarming and just deal some damage next turn. That seems okay. I'm going to put the poison down as well on those two. Oh, I should use my potions. I had forgotten that. That was silly. Whirlwind is an obvious choice here. And Unstoppable Charge. Both of those together means we can deal some stuns. I like that. Tinkerer. Here's your lethal injection. Which is, enemies left it too easy to just pop. Short rest, Mr. Hatchet. Okay. Let's try that. This is going to work well, because stick to the shadows. It's going to give us some extra damage. We'll use Visage to eventually kill that guy. What do I want to do with the bottom card? I want to do 8 damage here. I just do that. Okay. Living spirits are moving and muddling, and the living corpses aren't attacking. So that's 6 damage. On this guy, 4 damage. Let's do that. 9. Yeah, there we go. These guys aren't moving. So should I just go get some loot? It's 10 gold over there. Let's do that. That's about where I want the hatchet to be as well, helpfully. I'm going to use this to get back a quick turnaround, because otherwise I'm not likely to use the stamina potion. Lethal injection. That's it. That was nice. So he's not doing any damage, so I can just move and pick up the gold. Let's use the strength ring on you. Keep forgetting to use this. So now's not as good a time as any. Use this. I do all of it. I don't need to stun you. I do want to do the other things. Times 2! 22 damage. Down you go. That's not bad. Go here. Move this one. There's no point in doing a whirlwind now. There's only one thing next to us. We may as well try that. There we go. I think we're in pretty good shape now. Definitely a bit dicey. Running towards us just to kill himself. Thanks, dude. You may as well short rest. Fine. We're going to use Provoking Roar just to make sure we deal him plenty of damage. Ideally, we want the scoundrel to go after the brute. So that's what we're going to use Stiletto Storm for. Tinkerer. Do you still have your Immobilize card? No, you don't have your Move Immobilize. You could just do that. Seems fine to use some burn cards now. And grab some loot. Someone should grab that. Seems fine. Move Immobilize, Move Immobilize. Move down here. Stun. Not stun, disarm. End the brute's turn. Damage. under stun. Mobilized, but that's okay. We want to be next to him, really. Undo. Let's use the most damage possible. Times 2. Sorry, mate. This might be the last turn. Got a +1. Yep, it's the last turn. And then invisible, and another +1. Okay. We did it. We clearly didn't get to less than 2 health. I don't think the scoundrel got hit at all. So the brute took a pasting. These guys took a pasting, but I think all in all we survived. It wasn't too bad. With the undead returned to peace, you climb the stairs to the top of the tower to explain to the Quattril the errors of his ways. 88 damage by the scoundrel. Wow, look at that. She definitely rocked that level. Masochist. Vowed. We got 3 of the 4. I don't know. Doesn't seem too bad. Quest complete. Claim rewards. He was rather apologetic and has promised not to dabble in reanimation again, so I convinced him to change his line of research to alchemy instead. The good news is that he's already started to supply me with a source of more powerful mana potions. Okay, I'm just going to stop the recording and